Good morning or good afternoon to everyone, depending on your time zone. And thanks once more for joining us today. My name is Thanos Arampatzis, and I'm representing reframe.food, which is the open call manager of the FCI4Africa project. The purpose of today's webinar, as you all know, is to help you as potential applicants to understand the scope, requirements, evaluation process, and practical aspects of the first open call of FCI4Africa. Also, as you can see in this slide, note that today's presentation is only for guidance purposes. In case of any discrepancy, the official open call documents and the applicant's guide should always be considered the main source. Before we begin, let me briefly walk you through today's agenda. We will start with a short introduction to FCI4Africa and its objectives. We will then move to the open call itself, including who can apply, what kind of projects we are seeking, the evaluation process, and the funding mechanism. And after that, we will elaborate on proposal preparation, explaining how the proposal template is structured and what evaluators will be looking for. Finally, we'll conclude with practical information and answer any questions you might have. FCI4Africa is a Horizon Euro project that started in November 2024 and will run for 4 years. The project focuses on supporting fair, sustainable, and healthy food systems in Africa by combining research, innovation, digital systems, and stakeholder engagement. Food systems today face many challenges. Producers are expected to comply with demanding sustainability requirements. At the same time, governments seek to promote economic development while ensuring environmental protection and social justice. So FCI4Africa aims to address these challenges through evidence-based approaches, innovative tools, and collaborative activities. The project also supports greater transparency and harmonization across food value chains and seeks to improve both inter-African and international trade opportunities. FCI4Africa brings together 14 partners, 14 organizations from 3 continents and 7 countries. The consortium combines expertise from different disciplines, including food science, trade policy, digital technologies, sustainability, agricultural innovation, and stakeholder engagement. The open call extends this ecosystem beyond the consortium and provides opportunities for external innovators and researchers to contribute to the project's goals. Now let's have a look at the project objectives. The first group of objectives focuses on understanding the impacts of agriculture and food systems on people and the environment. The project analyzes food chains across different African countries to identify challenges related to sustainability, biodiversity, climate change, and social fairness. Understanding these challenges is a necessary first step before meaningful interventions can be designed. The project also investigates how different production systems influence environmental and social outcomes and seeks to identify opportunities for improvement. Ultimately, FCI4Africa aims to generate evidence that can support more informed decision-making by businesses, policymakers, and other stakeholders. The second group of objectives focuses on trade and innovation. FCI4Africa analyzes trade policies and non-tariff measures to better understand how they influence food systems and market access. The project also develops digital tools and analytical solutions that help stakeholders monitor, assess, and improve sustainability performance. These tools are designed not only for researchers, but also for practical use by businesses, farmers, value chain actors, and policymakers. Training and capacity building activities are also included to ensure that developed solutions can be effectively adopted by end users. Another important objective is the expansion of climate neutral agriculture. The project develops and tests business models and tools in real-world environments across Africa. The aim is to ensure that innovations are not only technically sound, but also practically relevant and scalable. FCI4Africa also actively collaborates with other projects, initiatives, and networks Knowledge exchange and synergy building are central principles of the project because sustainable transformation requires collective effort rather than isolated actions. Now let's have a look at the use cases of the project. The project operates mainly through three main use cases. The first use case focuses on food safety and aims to promote healthy, safe, and profitable food systems through the scaling of proven food safety technologies. The second use case focuses on digital solutions that facilitate trade through improved compliance with standards and non-tariff measures. And the third use case explores approaches that strengthen the resilience of rural communities against economic, environmental, and social shocks. Let's move now to the open call itself. The purpose of this first open call is to provide financial support to research and technology stakeholders that can contribute to FCI4Africa's objectives. There are two possible pathways. The first pathway focuses on testing, validating, and enhancing existing FCI4Africa tools and business concepts. And the second pathway focuses on developing applicants' own ideas and tools that address the challenges identified by the project. An important expectation is that all funded projects generate valuable data and knowledge that can contribute to the further refinement of FCI4Africa solutions. Therefore, applicants should think not only about what they will develop, but also about how the results will contribute to the broader ecosystem. The total budget available under Open Call 1 is 400,000 euros. Projects can request up to 50,000 euros each. So this means we expect to fund up to 8 projects. The Open Call was launched on April 7, 2026 and closes on June 30, 2026 at 5 p.m. Central European Summer Time. Selected projects will run for 12 months and will be structured into 3 implementation phases, that is design, development, and validation. Now, who can apply? Eligibility is one of the most important aspects of the open call. Applications must be submitted by a single legal entity, which means that consortia are not permitted. Eligible applicants include universities, research institutes, SMEs, startups, and other research and technology stakeholders. Each entity may participate in only one proposal. Activities must be implemented within Africa and directly target African food systems, value chains, and stakeholders. And applicants must also be established in countries eligible for Horizon Europe funding. Now, what we are expecting from funded projects. First, we expect projects to strengthen and improve existing FCI4Africa tools and business concepts or develop new solutions addressing project challenges. Projects should address one or more important challenges facing African food systems. Examples include sustainability challenges, trade barriers, high certification costs, fragmented markets, lack of transparency, and inconsistencies in non-tariff measures. And finally, projects should engage stakeholders through a multi-actor approach. Now, this slide summarizes the overall process. The application phase runs until the end of June, as we mentioned before. Evaluation activities will take place during July and August, and the contract preparation is expected during September and October. The selected projects will start in November 2026 and run until October 2027. All applications must be submitted through the opencalls.fund platform. This platform manages the entire open call lifecycle. It supports proposal submission, evaluator assignment, evaluation management, ranking generation, and communication with applicants. Using a dedicated platform ensures transparency, traceability, and equal treatment for all applicants. We strongly recommend registering early and familiarizing yourself with the platform before the submission deadline. Now, regarding the submission pathway, it is relatively straightforward. but you need to pay careful attention to it. Applicants must complete the online administrative sections, upload all required documents, and ensure that all information is accurate and complete. Missing documentation or incorrectly completed templates may result in exclusion. Also, please note not to wait until the final day to submit your proposal, but submit earlier your applications. And technical issues or last-minute corrections can create unnecessary stress and risk. Regarding the proposal evaluation, each proposal will be assessed by two independent external evaluators. This is for reasons of fairness, objectivity, and consistency throughout the process. The evaluators will be selected through an open call and have expertise in areas relevant to FCI4Africa, including agriculture, food systems, food safety, climate change, biodiversity, sustainability, and innovation. In addition to technical expertise, evaluators also have experience in assessing European Commission proposals or similar research and innovation projects. And more importantly, to avoid conflicts of interest, evaluators cannot belong to organizations applying to this open call, nor can they be affiliated with any member of the FCI4Africa consortium. Yes. Now let's see and understand the eligibility criteria. Let's go through the main requirements. First, the applicants must be legal entities established in countries that are eligible for Horizon Europe funding. Second, applications must be submitted by a single applicant. As we said, consortia are not allowed under this open call. While applicants may collaborate with stakeholders during implementation, only one legal entity can formally submit the proposal and become the beneficiary of the funding. Third, each organization can participate in only one proposal. If the same organization appears in multiple applications, those applications may be declared ineligible. Fourth, the open call is specifically targeted towards research and technology stakeholders. This includes universities, research institutes, startups, SMEs, technology developers, and other innovation-oriented organizations. A particularly important requirement is that all activities must be implemented within the context of African food systems. The proposed work should directly target African food value chain stakeholders and local challenges. Another important rule concerns conflicts of interest. Existing members of the FCI4Africa Consortium, their affiliated entities, and organizations directly involved in project implementation are not eligible to apply. Proposals must also clearly align with the objectives of FCI4Africa. In addition, proposals that have already been selected or pre-selected under other open calls funded under the same Horizon Europe topic are not eligible. And applicants should also note that only future work can be funded. Finally, all applicants must be active and operational organizations and should have a valid VAT number or equivalent registration number according to their national legislation. So once the proposal passes the eligibility checks, it moves to the evaluation by the two external experts, as we said. There are four evaluation criteria and all have the same weight. The first one is concept and feasibility. So is the problem clear? Does the solution address the core objectives? Is the work plan realistic? The second one is about technology readiness and innovation development. So here the evaluators will look at how mature is the solution and if the project can realistically advance it within 12 months. Moving to the third criterion, it's about the impact and exploitation of the solution proposed. What benefits will be generated? Who will be benefit? And is there potential for scaling and long-term sustainability? And the final criterion is about the organizational capacity and sufficiency of the applying entity. So does the applicant have the expertise, resources, and capacity to deliver the project? All in all, each criterion is scored from 1 to 5. Applicants must score at least 3 points in every criterion and achieve a minimum total score of 12 points. If two highly ranked proposals are essentially proposing the same solution, only the highest scoring one will be funded. The objective is to ensure diversity among the selected projects and maximize the value generated by the open call. The selection process will then continue down the ranking list until the target number of funded projects is reached, which is number 8. In cases where two or more proposals have exactly the same score at the funding threshold, a tie-breaking procedure will be applied. Priority will be first given to the proposal with the highest score in concept and feasibility. If the scores remain equal, the next criterion considered will be impact and exploitation, followed by technology readiness and innovation development, and finally, organizational capacity and sufficiency. The purpose of this approach is to ensure a fair and transparent selection process while prioritizing proposals that demonstrate the strongest potential to contribute to the objectives of FCI4Africa. Now, let's discuss what happens after a project is selected. The implementation period, as we said, is 12 months and is divided into 3 distinct phases. The first phase is design, running from November 2026 until January 2027. During this phase, beneficiaries will further refine their activities and prepare a detailed activity plan. Successful completion of this phase unlocks the first payment. The second phase is development, running from February until July 2027. This is where the majority of technical work, validation activities, and stakeholder engagement will take place. And the final phase is validation, running from August until October 2027. Here, the focus shifts towards lessons learned, dissemination activities, stakeholder update. An important point is that payments are deliverable based. So funding is released upon successful submission and acceptance of the required deliverables. Although the funding is received through FCI4Africa, beneficiaries must comply with relevant Horizon Europe principles and requirements. Beneficiaries must ensure that funds are used appropriately and that project activities are implemented as proposed. Another key requirement is dissemination. At least 7% of the funding should be dedicated to dissemination-related activities. This may include workshops, field days, stakeholder meetings, demonstration events, or communication activities. Now let's see what differentiates successful proposals from unsuccessful ones. The first step is understanding the call. Read the applicant's guide carefully, together with the proposal template and any other supporting documents. The second step is to organize your idea. A strong proposal tells a coherent story. The problem, solution, activities, and expected impacts must all connect logically. The third step is defining the essentials before writing. So clarify what problem you are solving, why it matters, and why your solution is appropriate. Finally, write, review, and improve. Most successful proposals go through several iterations before submission. Let's move to the application structure. So the application consists of 3 main components. The first component is the online section where administrative information is entered and supporting documents are uploaded. The second component is the proposal itself, which contains the narrative description of your project. The third component is the budget section. So evaluators assess the proposal as a whole. The narrative, budget, and administrative information should all support one another and present a consistent picture. Please ensure that official templates are used and that the proposal remains within the maximum page limit of 15 pages. Here you can see the proposal structure. It consists of the general information, the proposal description, the business impact, the technology impact, other aspects, and costs and funding. The first section covers general information. So it covers the executive summary, applicant information as well, like organization name, type of partner, applicant's country, including full address, VAT number. Moving to the next section, which is the proposal description. We would say that this is the heart of the proposal because it explains what you want to do and why. You need to select between A or B. So the first step is to select the solution area that best matches your proposal. Applicants should choose only one option, whether that relates to food safety technologies, digital solutions for trade facilitation, resilience of rural communities, or sustainability for African agri-food commodities. Next, applicants should identify the challenge they are addressing with their own solution idea. So the proposal should clearly demonstrate an understanding of the real problem faced by African food systems, whether related to sustainability, trade barriers, certification costs, transparency, or non-tariff measures. The objectives should explain what the project intends to achieve and which gaps or challenges will be addressed during implementation. And please bear in mind that strong objectives are specific, realistic, and directly linked to the selected challenge and solution area. Let's move to the next section of the proposal structure, which is the business impact. Here, it includes actually the first question that applicants should answer is what food system challenge are we addressing? And the second question is who benefits? Also, how is value created? Applicants should also discuss about scalability and transferability. Even though projects are relatively small, evaluators want to understand whether successful solutions could potentially be expanded or replicated in different places. And finally, applicants should demonstrate awareness of risks and barriers. This section, technology impact, focuses on the technical solution itself. Applicants should clearly explain what technology, tool, or business concept they are proposing or they are testing and validating. A particular attention should be given to technology readiness level. The call expects solutions that already possess some level of maturity. So this is around 3 or 4. And applicants should explain both their starting point and the expected advancement during the project, which is a TRL level of 6. This section, the other aspects of the proposal, addresses several important dimensions beyond technology. First is the impact. Applicants should explain who benefits and how. Second is environmental sustainability. All projects must comply with the do no significant harm principle. Applicants should explain how their activities support sustainability objectives and avoid causing environmental harm. Third is societal impact. FCI4Africa places strong emphasis on fairness, inclusion, and equitable participation. Applicants should demonstrate how their solution contributes to more inclusive food systems and greater opportunities for different stakeholder groups. Next is multi-actor involvement. Stakeholder engagement should not be something that will not be considered very well. Explain who will be involved and how they contribute to project activities. And finally, applicants should address ethical and legal considerations. This includes, for example, intellectual property, data management, privacy considerations, and compliance with applicable regulations. Next is the budget section that should directly reflect the work plan. The proposal budget is organized according to the 3 implementation phases and associated with deliverables. Applicants should ensure that costs are justified, realistic, and proportional to the activities proposed. This slide explains the different cost categories. So we have personnel costs that typically represent the largest share of project budget and should reflect the effort required to implement activities. Travel costs should be clearly linked to project implementation and stakeholder engagement. Equipment costs should only include eligible depreciation costs. Subcontracting is allowed, but it must be properly justified and cannot exceed the specified limits. That is 25%. And then we have indirect costs that may also be included according to the rules described in the applicant's guide. Regarding additional practical information, please bear in mind that the proposal text is limited to 15 pages. So any content beyond the page limit will not be evaluated. The cover page, table of contents, and budget table are excluded from the page count. Also, formatting requirements must also be respected. Minimum font size is 11 points. The required font is Arial, and margins and spacing requirements should also be followed. Now, before concluding, I would like to highlight 4 final recommendations. First, stay updated by regularly checking both the FCI4Africa website and the FAQ section. Second, submit questions early. So clarification requests are accepted until the specified deadline and all applicants benefit from published answers. Third, read all documents carefully. Many questions can already be answered through the applicant's guide and supporting material. And finally, and most importantly, do not wait until the last minute to submit. I remind that the deadline is June 30, 2026 at 5 p.m. Central European Summer Time, and late submissions cannot be accepted. So we have now reached the end of the presentation. Thank you very much for your attention and participation. I hope today's webinar to have provided a clearer understanding of the opportunities offered through FCI4Africa Open Call and how to prepare a competitive application. We are now ready to answer any questions you might have or clarify any requirements and discuss anything you would like related to the open call. Thank you very much. So I can see we have one question in the Q&A section. Okay, I will read it. Hi, thanks for the informative session. Our proposed project aims to develop novel bioprocesses for valorizing multiple waste streams into high-value mycoprotein products with the potential to generate foreground IP in areas such as process optimization, substrate formulations, and downstream processing. Since FCI4Africa also expects projects to generate datasets and disseminate results, would you clarify how the program balances IP protection with open knowledge sharing? Do successful applicants retain ownership of foreground IP while sharing only the agreed project's outputs, or are there any requirements regarding licensing or access rights to newly generated IP? In general, and as it is stated also in the applicant's guide, the IP is retained with the applicants. So you can go through the guide and see the respective sections that provide more clarity to your question. Um, Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has any questions to make, either written ones or uh, if not, then we can conclude this webinar. And I would like to thank you once more for joining today. Of course, the recording will be available on the project's social media uh, platform. Um, and for any questions you might have after this webinar, you can always send an email to Open Call's official email address, which is FCI4Africa at opencalls.fund. And we will be happy to assist you further. Thank you once again for joining and wish you good luck with your applications. Have a nice day.